Hello again, all you delightful beings out there, and welcome back to the stream. I am Raw Zim, currently as Paint the African Wild Dog, and we are doing some Project Hospital now. Again, just gonna vibe and chill, just have ourselves a good evening, while probably ranting a bit about the healthcare industry and how much it sucks, and, figuring out how to diagnose this patient when it keeps telling me they have rabies. You guys get the drill. And also GibGab's going to regale us all with a lovely TED Talk. Gab Talk.
I don't talk that much. You can't just say that.
Oh, I can't?
No, I don't talk that much.
Uh-huh. And that's why I'm going to use your duck icon for the TED Talk card.
What even is going to be the TED Talk? Because I'm just going to say thank you for coming to my TED Talk, or am I going to be obligated to make a rant about something?
Oh, it's just going to say thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's
Okay,
all.
Good enough. I was worried you were going to make me rant, and I was going to have to have a written down list of things to rant about in the future. Actually, quick question, because I never thought about it. In the SCAR system, how would you handle moves like Magical Leaf that in the games are like they always hit, they never miss?
We do have rules for that already.
What's the rule for that?
There's a move trait that is, guaranteed hit. I'm pretty sure we kept it.
What about the screen moves like Light Screen or Reflect?
Yeah, bypass accuracy.
E.
As for Light Screen and Reflect, we actually got rid of those in general. You do have buffs that you can use instead that basically serve the same purpose. Like you can add more integrity or more evasion and such.
Seems fair. And the limited, that's not why Skitty's busted in PMD Explorers of Sky. Do you know what normalize is in Pokemon?
No.
So, at least specifically to Explorers of Sky, the game does a couple of funky things. You know what stab is?
Yes.
Okay. Same type attack bonus normally in the games is 1.5, super effective is 2.0. Hitting someone with a super effective stab move does a lot of damage. For reference for anyone that doesn't know, stab is same type attack bonus. If your Pokemon is of one or two types, and you use a move that is one of those two types, or that one type. For example, if a fire type uses a fire type move, or if a poison flying Pokemon uses either a poison type move or a flying type move, they get a 1.5 times power buff, which means they do more damage. In PMD Explorers of Sky, the super effective bonus is either 1.4 or 1.6, I don't remember. The same type attack bonus is 1.5. So, I don't remember if it's 1.4 or 1.6, but basically, you don't need to hit super effective, you can also just hit stab. Oftentimes, you're actually better off using a move that isn't super effective, but that has stab, than you are using a super effective move that doesn't have stab. Skitty's normalized turns every single attack Skitty uses into a normal type attack.
Seems legit.
Skitty will always gain stab on every single move. It is she also, I don't know if you know about the IQ groups in PMD Explorers of Sky.
I don't really know a whole lot about Explorers of Sky. It is one that I haven't been able to get over to actually playing, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm gonna comment on this because I think it's absolutely hilarious. Let me see if I can find what the thing was. Yeah, so every Pokemon in PMD Explorers of Sky is assigned to one of 10 different IQ groups. Now, IQ groups, in the simple terms, is every Pokemon has an IQ that I believe starts at 0. And as you give them gummies, they gain more IQ. As they gain more IQ,
Did we lose Kip Cap?
no, I'm here. Hello.
Oh, okay. You just
Okay.
stopped in the middle of talking.
Okay. Level. So basically, every Pokemon in PMD Explorers of Sky is assigned to an IQ group. Every Pokemon has a base IQ. Now, the reason this is important is because some IQ groups are different from others. Not necessarily worse, different. For different reasons. So, for example, Chikorita's IQ group, depending on how you use it, it actually is very good for healing and for support Pokemon. It makes HP recovery items and moves much better. It helps you deal with status conditions. Someone like Vulpix or Skitty belongs to an IQ group, or it literally lets you traps without setting them off. They're amazing as exploration team leaders. Hi, Raigon.
Hello.
Hello, Raigon.
Hello.
How you doing?
Just woke up.
I just woke up.
Good night, Raigon.
Okay. I guess I'll go then.
No.
Nope.
Bye.
No.
You stay.
Meh.
Or just assuming you'll fall asleep again. Like me when I
But
wake
I
up.
just woke up. And
Yeah,
I'm at
but-
my computer. What do you want from me?
But sometimes you need to do the after wake up naps, you know. That's totally legitimate.
Nah, I'm up.
Okay. I'm just momentarily finishing this low rant.
Go ahead.
Okay. Basically,
Mer.
Vulpix and Skitty belong to probably the best IQ group in the game. Specifically for exploration team leaders. Skitty gets stab on everything. And Skitty can also learn Blizzard, which hits every enemy Pokemon in the room if it hits. And it basically means Skitty's one of the best Pokemon in the game to pick as a team leader because she'll always hit very hard. She has very good move coverage, very good moves, and extremely good IQ skills. It's kind of bullshit. But yeah. I just, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they made Skitty probably one of the best starter Pokemon, but they did. It's ridiculous. I love her.
Mer.
Yeah, I think the only thing that rivals Skitty in damage early game is Eevee with Tackle, because Eevee with Tackle hits so brutally hard because it raises Eevee's stat bonus from 1.5 to 2. So Tackle with Eevee is just like block, and you kill. Hey Raigon,
Yes, what can I do for you?
which of your tails is your favorite?
The one that I'm holding.
Which one?
The one that I'm holding.
None of them?
It differs. Why do you ask?
I was just curious. I mean, for all you know, you could be talking about your 10th tail, you know?
Right?
You know.
Oh, yes, his 10th tail.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
No, Raigon, tails aren't supposed to wiggle like that one.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Helicopter noises.
You two are in a mood.
I don't know what mood I'm in. I'm sleep deprived and extremely in a good mood.
That
I'm
is
in an
fair.
extremely good mood.
I am as well. I'm making dumb AI art pictures to attach to my refuge thing as placeholder art.
Fair enough.
Because they are dumb, I'm just like, oh, these are silly. Like a spigot attached to a cactus.
Hey, that's a valid strat, okay? They can do it with the maple syrup trees. We can do it with the cacti.
Yeah. It's still silly though. It's like, how else do you talk about farmers who literally, farm water from cactuses?
You cut the cactus in half.
No, they can't do that.
Yeah, well, the cactus is stinky.
You know what
No,
else
you
is
do that,
stinky?
you lose out water.
This person
Yeah.
that's got excessive flatulence.
They probably got struck by lightning and have rabies.
No, here it
Rabbit
looks
lightning.
like they may have ulcerative colitis. Sounds bad.
I'm here,
Maybe
rabies
it's
in the
irritable
colon.
bowel syndrome with constipation. My radio talked about that. I should go check in and talk to my doctor. No reason. The radio told me I should talk to my doctor.
All we hear, Radio Gaga, Radio Gaga, Radio Gaga. I'm still so annoyed. I really like ducks, and I'm still so annoyed that like Ducklet evolves into Swanna because Swanna just looks weird. It has like a weird like bra.
And now you
And it
are
always
duck.
throws me off. Yeah, but like
Quack.
being duck is good. Swanna's just weird. Quack,
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 quack, quack.
quack, quack.
Raygun should become duck.
Duckcon.
Right no.
Ruck. But why not? Duck is cool. You get the little tail and you can make it go wiggly.
I'm already making a tail wiggly.
And
you have the little, like,
wiggle, wiggle,
foot flappers.
wiggle, 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 wiggle.
I like to imagine that the nine tails underwater is like a squid. Like the tails just like propel it forward like a squid. Damn it, Zim.
Keeps telling me in the ICU can do all this stuff, but I can't put people in the ICU.
Let them perish.
Also,
Take good care of them.
Gib Gab's Inner Demon, unfortunately you owe $5 because you swore before the first 15 minutes of this recording was up.
Oh yeah, here.
Man. God, can you imagine having a name like Nancy Anderson? Nancy Anderson. Please come to the desk, Mr. Nancy Anderson. It's such a boring name.
Ow!
Jive Gap cheered with 500 eggy bitties.
I guess that technically counts.
Yep. It's $5, and then I'm spending the extra $2 on emotional satisfaction. And by emotional satisfaction, I mean sadism.
Raygun cute dook doo doo dook. Raygun cute dook doo doo dook. Raygun cute dook doo doo dook. Raygun cute.
It's been kind of nice working on refuge stuff while, people just kind of hang out and chat.
Oh, I know. I do that with the Scar.
Yeah. You should do it with your Scar, and I'll do it with my refuge one. We'll make people twice as bored.
No, it's fine. Elders and they're gonna jump in and start talking about math.
Oh, I tried getting Taldarius to work with me today, but he didn't.
Well, yeah, he had other stuff he needed to do.
Like
Well, he
math.
said something about family.
Well, he was, yeah, his family held him up a bit, but then Starlight was a thing.
Yeah, I know Starlight was. That's why I wasn't, like, mad or anything. Just disappointed.
I mean, I can.
Silliness aside, though, I did get an article done, which was nice, and I helped to try to make some of the initial presentation of the world a bit better for people. Because, like, for example, the way that they set up the world, like, table of contents is kind of dumb. So you get, like, the way I have it structured is I have, like, folders and subfolders, right? Well, they only show, like, one little folder, and it's not immediately clear that people should, like, click on that folder in order to expand it and click to get to other things. So I essentially had to do that, and I had to make, like, a big old click me button here to get to the content I'm currently working on.
Yeah, that is, that's a thing, yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe this is a real hospital.
Oh?
Yeah, they're actually, like, trying to figure things out instead of saying it's on the patient's head.
Okay, what?
Yeah, I said that they're trying to figure out what's going on instead of saying it's all on the patient's head, and maybe they should, like, lose weight or something.
Oh.
You don't know that old phrase. It's so common. Like, I hear it all the time where people have to literally go into argue that say, like, yes, I've been experiencing these symptoms for, like, 20 years. Do something about it. I'm not just making it up. Oh, man, I read Sarah Hall's name, and I'm pretty sure I just fell asleep right in the middle of it.
What? Really?
I'm sorry, your people in this game have such boring names.
They're patients. What kind of names do you want them to have?
Oh, that makes sense, because I'm being very patient reading them.
Oh my god. Take your
I don't know, I just,
amoebiasis and go.
Oh, okay, I'll go. But, I don't know, they could have just come up with some interesting names. Like, couldn't they use something a little bit more exotic than, like, Sarah at times?
They went for a more realistic feel for this game.
Yeah, they went with, like, all the boring Western names. They do know that people in other countries get sick, too, right?
Well, I'm sending you for an x-ray. Have fun.
Bye.
You go get an x-ray.
The doctor took an x-ray of me. Took one look at my spine and screamed. I think that's a good sign.
Maybe a little bit, but not much. And then there's Gib Gab. Like, Have you seen that Gib Gab? He is so cute.
Sorry, step away for a moment.
Oh. I think I'm inciting your chat. We need more interesting names. We need more interesting names.
Well, you're not getting them because I am not going to be individually renaming these patients when most likely I'm not even going to see them again.
David Wright agrees with you. Also, how would you love that you just like walk into a building and someone's like, you know, I'm gonna change your name, and you're just like, all right.
Yeah, it is very funny that we can't actually do that. Like my staff, maybe I can kind of understand, but the frickin' patients.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny though if you actually do have recurring patients?
I might not. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe you should like rename one and see if the name pops back up.
No, because I don't even bother looking at the names at all.
See, that's how boring they are.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, fuck off. There's nothing we're gonna do about it.
Well, what do you want from me? This isn't exactly Hospital Point 2 or whatever the fudge that game was called.
2 Point Hospital?
2 Point Hospital, yeah. This isn't exactly that kind of game. There's not much to make fun of here. Like, all I got there, like, look, there was a lady doing a procedure on somebody, right? And she just, like, you know, coughed in his face and said, you're cured. That's it. That's all I got.
Alright, you go get a blood draw. Hey, Night Storm. Oh, God. Hi, Night Storm. I mean, hi! Yes! Great to see you!
You're back with more humor? I don't think you can beat me, Night Storm. I just woke up. You get early morning Rygon now. I'm also disappointed that Karen King is not called Karen Queen. Like, lady, you are your own monarchy.
Is there anything you're gonna be happy about?
Who said I wasn't happy?
You literally just said you're disappointed.
Disappointment doesn't mean I'm not happy. I'm disappointed. Like, my kid could get into a fight and I'd be disappointed that they got into a fight, but I'd be proud of them.
Oh?
Yeah. Let's see. Loss of appetite, eating disorder. Lady, you go on for psychoanalysis, and let's go ahead and let's make you moderate.
Oh, you want a psychoanalysis? Alright, here you go. Neurological testing.
Yay! Probably got depression. Feet, injury, instep, contusion, pain. What'd you do? Slam your foot like as hard as you can into like the coffee table?
With some of these people, I would not be surprised.
Well, I just like how the game kind of completely skips past whatever the patient's explanation is and just has you come up with your own. Because as we all know, patients like will lie up their, you know, wazoo.
Well, no. So, like this one right here. Last was interview. This is what the patient is telling us. So, these are the symptoms that the patient has told us they have. Now, we proceed with other things like a physical examination. Or a chest auscultation.
Yeah, this could be something to do with blood. Could also be heat exhaustion. I'd go with the physical examination first.
Can also do blood pressure measurement. Since
Okay.
apparently in this hospital we don't just do that automatically, even though every single doctor's office I've ever gone into, that's the first thing that's done.
Oh, I know. I went in, and she said my blood pressure was like 140 over like 100.
God, most
Wish I was
hospitals.
about to die.
And every ER I've gone into also decides, we're going to draw your blood immediately, but I haven't seen the doctor yet. Oh yeah, but we just want to draw your blood just to have it on hand so we can start testing it. No, you want to charge me more money.
No,
No.
that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm going to be like, no, you're not going to do that because I'm going to get the bill. F off
Yeah.
until it's needed.
And I had this nurse go back and forth with me for like 20 minutes at one point. He's like, well, the doctor will not see you unless you get this. Yes, he will see me. He will come in here. Otherwise, I will be sitting in this bed forever. I got my Steam Deck here. I got my phone. I've got chargers. I am good to live in this hospital room until you guys have this doctor come in to see me. I have a cough. I forget exactly what I had there, but, you know, it was not something that wound up needing a blood draw.
Mm-hmm.
But they were still pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and I'm just sitting here like, eventually I finally decided, like, fine, you know what? You want to draw my blood? Great. When I get the bill, I'll be sure to kill myself. That got him to finally back off. Because fucking hell, those bills are expensive as hell.
Mm-hmm. Had my blood drawn about like 6 months ago. I looked at the bill. It's like $600. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
How can you justify that? All you did was poke me, draw a little bit of my red liquid stuff, which I don't think is very important. Like, and it wasn't even for like the examination of the blood. It was just for the blood draw.
Sure it is, Shadow Wolf, but at the same time, that nurse would not stop. He kept insisting. It was like, we're going to refuse to treat you if you don't get this done. And it's like, the doctor has not told me I need it. Can I please just get the doctor to see me and make a determination from there? I understand that they are a nurse. They've gone through a lot of training and learning and all of that other nonsense. But
But you're not the one paying the bill.
exactly. Or they're not the one paying the bill. And most of the time, you do not need a blood draw to figure out what's going on. I mean, even in this game, I've sent like 5 people total out of the hundreds I've seen for a blood draw. Granted, this is a game, but they did their best to make it as more realistic as opposed to, you know, comedic.
Yeah, you can tell it's super realistic because all the colors. Can you guess what the next word I'm about to say is?
Are boring.
I was gonna go with lacking fun. Like literally in this entire screen, I think I see like 2 color, maybe 3 colors that are actually kind of interesting: a pink rug, a green screen, and blue chairs.
Muted is the diplomatic term. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I have absolutely no feelings one way or another about this.
You're good to go home. Excellent.
You know, you gotta love the people who are mowing the lawn and they're just like, you know what? I'm going grid, baby.
Yeah, I have had one single. I have had one single time where they put an IV in me in the ER. Holy crap, that was so expensive. It was over $2,000 just for that fucking IV, and I kept telling them, no, I do not want this. I do not want this. I refuse. Luckily, I was able to call up their financial department and was like, I did not want this. I called up, I rang that nurse's desk enough to the point where they stopped responding to it because I kept telling them to take it out. And then the doctor finally came in, 2 hours later, and was like, don't know why they put that in you. I hate needles.
And so the truth comes out. I see how it is. Don't want any of them pokies, and honestly, I don't blame you. That shit sucks, especially when they miss.
Oh. I've had some of them try to frickin'... Some of them will be like... They'll stab me, and then they dig around, and I am like, you are pulling that out right now, or I am going to punch you. I don't care who you are. You poke once, get the vein. You are not digging around in my flesh with a pointy object. Ugh.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your dating life, Zim.
Really, Rygon?
It had to happen.
Oh God, I'm sorry to hear that, Siam. Alright, I gotta send you over to the General Surgery Department for your treatment.
Yep. He finally got promoted from Colonel Surgery.
Oh my God. Rygon, why?
These are the quality of the jokes you're going to get from a game like this. Be glad.
Well, why don't we talk about something else?
I mean, I could talk about Refuge if you want me to. I went on about that.
Where the hell did Gib Gab go? He's great at gabbing.
Well, excuse me.
Oh, I more meant just coming up with random conversation topics.
Oh, I mean, you didn't give me a topic, man.
Well, yeah, because I don't know what to talk about. I'm just vibing.
Oh, shame. I mean, over on my chat, I went off on the system of how like deities work.
Nice.
To kind of like very, very, very boil it down. Deities are more like concepts that, due to individuals' actions, are given more power in a way. So that means if you have, like, say, two different gods of war, both of which represent different aspects of war, they are both technically the same god, yet different, if that makes any sense. Because they both share the same concept. So even though they are their own individual entities to a certain extent, they are, because they are mostly concepts in turn, they themselves are still roughly very much the same. It's kind of like they're siblings with each other, if you will. That's how closely like related they are.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
So
Siam... Oh.
go ahead.
Siam, yes, there are different events that happen in this game at random. Like, I might get an influencer that comes to the hospital, and thus I get more people for a while. Or, you know, there's a new law change, and so insurance companies have to pay me more. The other thing that I get that I can do is actually trigger an epidemic. I am God. I can make an accident or an epidemic or a natural disaster just happen because I want more patience, apparently. Alright, we've run out of stuff that I can do in this section. So, looks like it's time to go get another department thing. Medical laboratories. What do we need for stool collecting?
You want me to continue on about my thing, or are you good?
Go ahead.
Okay. How best to kind of go along with it. So I actually like made a notepad, and I kind of like drew it all up. But like, because every single concept is in and of itself not necessarily inherently more powerful than another concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like war is not inherently more powerful than peace, for example. Both gods would technically be at the quote-unquote same level. However, what is more powerful is whether or not people actually engage with the concept more. So if more people are engaging with war, then technically war is quote-unquote more powerful. But one could easily just consider something like, say, I don't know, a god of like cutting butter really good. Like, that's a concept.
Yeah.
And that would technically still be they would still be as powerful as a god of war. But obviously not a lot of people want to worship having like really good cut butter, so the god of war gets more of the attention. And that's kind of like a relatively like basic aspect that I'm looking at when it comes to the deity system. That they are concepts and that they are given power not because of their inherent nature, but rather because of what people are willing to engage with. And that's why it's important for the gods and the worshippers to have that kind of like symbiotic like relationship. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of systems out there where gods are like told that, oh hey, they are these all-powerful beings, right? So why do they need worshippers? Why do they really need anything at all? And this was my answer to that, that in order for the gods to essentially have any kind of effect on anything, they have to have essentially mortals or other, not god individuals to drive their actions in order for that god to essentially be able to exert themselves upon the world. In other words, you got to have John willing to cut that butter if you want to have really good cut butter.
Okay. So I'm trying to parse this stuff.
Okay.
So you gotta have some. So basically, you know, the god doesn't really do anything. It's just some person has to go do it, and then. So what's the point of the gods?
They are concepts. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. They themselves aren't necessarily a thing until they are made to be a thing, if that makes any sense. That's what I mean by it's important for mortals to exist or other, entities that can drive forward concepts. You have to have somebody
Okay.
willing to engage with the concept in order for the god to essentially exist, if you will, to further the concept of that concept. So you can kind of consider it as like a rolling the ball down the hill kind of thing where it slowly picks up speed. Someone has to roll that ball, but then once the ball gets rolling, the god can kind of like give it a little bit more energy, a little bit more push. Otherwise, though, the concepts will just simply remain as that, just simply, non-physical or non-whatever, and like thoughts, if you will, out in the ether doing nothing. So that's why I say technically all concepts are of equal power because they're all more or less just ideas or thoughts. And it also helps to explain why some concepts might be why people might be more willing to engage with certain quote unquote more powerful gods. And the reasoning behind that is because, well, of course, people are more attracted to certain concepts than they are to others. So they'd be more willing to worship a god of that concept as opposed to worshiping a god of something else, like the god of cut butter versus the god of war. More people probably have more to engage with war than they do with the butter.
Okay, but do the gods actually exist then, or are they purely a concept?
And that is something I would actually leave up to to everyone else. That is one of the things that I'm putting within my world of refuge is I'm putting out there certain rules, certain ideas, but ultimately how they are translated I'm going to be leaving up to other people because ultimately the whole point of refuge is to be a creative driver. It is an inspiration tool.
Enjoy your stay.
If I just simply explained everything for everybody... Oh, okay, I thought I was going to say something. If I simply explained everything for everybody, then that kind of takes away the mystery and the nuance of what people themselves could come up with. So yeah, the gods might actually exist, or they might not actually exist, and whatever is being seen as maybe coincidental at best. Maybe some really like interesting coincidences, but coincidences nonetheless. I leave that up to the creatives who come after me to kind of like parse out and determine for their own ways of how they want to interpret refuge.
Also, 33 Ivis, thanks for that follow. Welcome.
But yeah, what I will definitely say though is that by worshiping certain concepts and therefore worshiping certain gods, there does seem to be some kind of a notable effect when you do so. Up to and including the fact that quote unquote like avatars of the gods themselves seem to be able to like walk the world, or you could be so affected by a concept that you begin to take on its traits, like a barbarian able to become bloodthirsty if they worship a god of war kind of thing.
That's fair.
But yeah, so anyway, that was kind of my system that I'm thinking and just kind of punting around in my head for why gods need worshippers in refuge. It's because without them, the gods themselves can't do anything at all, really. They have no way to exert themselves upon the universe.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever heard that something doesn't exist until it is observed?
I have heard that kind of concept, yes.
kind of like that. Like, for example, you could have a god of, like, planetary rotation, right? But to the greater universe as a whole, until somebody actually observes that planetary rotation, it may as well not exist. Granted, one could make the argument, well, okay, but it's not like it still doesn't happen. True. But in order for us to, like, at all care about it, or for the universe to care about it, somebody who, you know, can actually parse out that it's a thing needs to see it and do something about it. It's like Schrodinger's cat thing? Kind of, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that. This isn't so much is the cat alive or not, you know, until you observe it. It's more of, does the idea exist or not until somebody actually, you know, cares to utilize it or to observe it. And perhaps most importantly, worship it. It also helps to give rise to the idea of why something like a concept like atheism would still be able to maintain equal power on the footing with, you know, the gods and goddesses out there. Because atheism itself is also a concept.
But that in turn, following by that logic, wouldn't atheism itself create a god?
Yes, to an extent. You can kind of consider it to be like a non-god, though. Like, it is such an absence of God that it simply affects the natural world, if you will, in terms of how other gods might affect the world. So, like, if you got Bob the Barbarian over there getting ready to go bloodthirsty, and then you got Tim, you know, the atheist over here, Tim could probably shut Bob down simply by going like, well, you know, I don't really believe that a god of war exists. And by virtue of believing so strongly in that concept, it affects Bob's ability to actually do his thing.
That's fair.
One could then argue, like, the one that is able to exert more force is the one who, you know, believes more in their concept, if you will. But that's a whole nother matter. Because obviously it's more nuanced than just simply believing in something.
Oh wow, I am getting a lot of people going to my new CT room. Just built the thing. Already got 2 people going to it.
Nice. I mean, not nice, but nice.
I mean, it's nice for my wallet. I have no qualms with having, you know, issues or building this stuff. But like the ICU I built, nobody's in there. I thought I needed it, but apparently not. And it annoys me that I had built it. Because now I have it, and it is costing me money to maintain it. It cost me a lot of money to build it. Ugh. For no reason. I mean, it is good that I haven't needed the ICU, but it's also like, I want to have use for this stuff that I'm paying for. So seriously, where did Gip Gap go?
That's a good question. But yeah, what are kind of your thoughts on that concept? It's not done yet, but that's just kind of what I've been punting around in my mind.
It's definitely an interesting one. Unique take on things. We finally
take
figured
that.
out this person's got Crohn's disease. Go get your treatment and pay me.
Oh, he's gonna have to. He does give a shit.
I mean, at some point I am going to have a use for it, I know, but...
Yeah. Kind of like a old quote that not that I came up with, but I actually stated not too long ago, better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Exactly. We are 50-50 here. Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. Can I assign you to a different doctor? Ah, I can. Cool. Go get differential diagnostic.
Uh-huh. So just one aspect of what I'm thinking about.
Oh, that's so nice to have.
What is it?
Oh, I got a government grant.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, you were saying?
I was just saying, so that's just like one part of like the overall refuge concept that I'm thinking about. I can certainly bring up others if you need something to, you know, carry the silence. Helps me with my thinking of it all too, anyway.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, I think things are fine so far, personally, but I'm all for more stuff to chat about. Aside from how boring the
I'm done with that. That bit carried itself out, so I'm done with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, as much as I enjoy going on about the same concept over and over, like, you know, Refuge from my past 2 streams, and now your stream, at some point you gotta kind of just go like, alright, well, it's done, it's not funny anymore. Just like their names.
You found a way to bring it back to that.
Hey, I'm nothing.
Holy crap! $5 for a drink from our... I just discovered that apparently I am charging $5 for a soda.
Okay. So I'll actually give you a bit of a choice. So there are a few different articles that I'm going to be working some writing on here in a little bit. One of them is Sefun, which are the dust weavers of the Hirith. The Bulbao tree, which is a tree, a desert tree that works in the in Hirasu, and it has some fairly unique aspects to it that might be worth kind of talking about a little bit before I write it. Another one is the Hiratu Sutka, which are essentially an elite guard unit within Hirasu with the Hirith. They're essentially called the Harsh Silver Guard. Then we have the Hakti, which is the expanse above the canyons and is considered the most dangerous place in Hirasu. We have the Law of Memories, which is my attempt on determining why everything is essentially able to operate as it is within Refuge as a whole. So, like, why regions are able to, like, conquer other regions, why they're able to maintain their own identities, that sort of thing. And then we have the Varnocht, which are essentially a boogeyman for the Hirith, for very good reason. They are diesel punk zombies. And they were a very serious threat at one point. So which one of those kind of interests you?
Diesel punk zombies?
That is correct.
Sure.
So, the Varnocht then?
Sure.
Okay. So, in order for Varnocht to be fully explained, it requires me to go back to the region of Ember, also known as the Devouring Land. I know, such a cutesy name. I'm pretty sure they're good at parties. Ember is essentially a realm that is intertwined with a concept. In other words, they are intertwined with the remains of a fallen god, whose name is, well, Ember. This is a god, or was a god, of the undead and invention. Quite the mix there. Ember wants to return to becoming a part of, godhood. He wants to return back to becoming part with everything, if you will. He wants to go back to whatever being a god is. And he figures that in order to do that, he has to conquer as many lands as he can in order to build up the might that he needs to eventually escape Refuge, which in and of itself is its own deal, because it's actually a very difficult thing to do. So he utilizes his intertwining with the land itself, as well as a cult of followers, because what kind of evil god doesn't have a cult, and his own knack for invention. And every time he's encountered with a land, he adapts to it. He does his absolute best in order to go in and take as much as he can before inevitably his region is zipped away by Refuge's own universal rules. To kind of explain that just very briefly, Refuge itself you can kind of think of as a jigsaw puzzle. And every time new lands come into Refuge, when they drop through the infinite universes and fall down to the bottom that is Refuge, things shift around. They have to make room, right? So that means that mountain that you had as a region one day might become a desert the next day. And both of them are completely separate regions from each other. It's not the mountain turned into a desert, it is literally replaced by a desert.
And as I recall, they will, not only from just new things popping in, they will literally just swap
Exactly.
as just randomly.
Exactly. I mean, you could go through the span of one day and, the land changes like 5 times. Or you could go hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, without that occurring. It's an unknown quantity. Nobody knows when it's really going to happen. Or at least that's kind of the basic gist. For him, in order for him to conquer lands, he has to do it as quickly as possible because he doesn't know if that land is going to still be there, the next day. So he adapts, and he does his absolute best, sending in his whatever undead adaptations as well as cult members he can to to essentially grab as much land and integrate it with his realm before the land disappears on him. And he's been reasonably successful at this because, after all, he is a god of invention and undead, which is a very powerful mixture. The undead don't really require things like rest or food or other, supply chain nonsense. And as a god of invention, he's able to configure and change things as he needs to. So if he's like, for example, if there's a realm right by him that is like a vast ocean, this dude can make submarines. If they are a bunch of floating islands, this dude can make airplanes. Like, this is the level of ability that he is able to exert in trying to conquer these lands. Now then,
is he a god or was he a god?
He was a god. He was a concept.
That
and then for
somehow,
some reason, yes, exactly. Somehow he lost that. It's not entirely sure how, but whether it's like a piece of the greater concept that was just simply torn away from the others, or somehow the entire concept itself was like just kind of like it fell somehow. Whatever the case may be, he is here now in refuge, and he is intertwined with the realm of Ember, which is also his name. So essentially, he's able to exert ultimate control upon his realm. For example, many of his machines, many of his undead rely upon a black substance that only comes from his land. It boils up from the very ground itself to be collected and cultivated by his cult members and eventually utilized to create his war machines, if you will. That's how intertwined he is with the whole process. He is literally the lifeblood of his own inventions. Now, going back to the concept that we were talking about at the very beginning, which is Hirasu and the Hirith, and why the Varnocht are a boogeyman to them, is because he attempted to conquer Hirasu at one point, and he very nearly succeeded. The Hirith are an ambush species, and while they saw some initial success against his units when he sent them in initially, as they do with many invasions, they adapted. They became insulated against the sand. They were able to see through sandstorms in order to pick out prey, as well as the camouflage that the Hirith so very much rely upon in order to succeed. And slowly but surely, as well as with their usage of such things as like guns, they were able to start pushing the Hirith back further and further and further. And literally the only reason they didn't succeed is because the Hirith were able to put up essentially one last stand where they held out as long as possible under the hopes that eventually the Great Replacement, as they call it, would occur, and it did. And he was zipped off somewhere else, and the units that relied upon his control essentially just fell dormant and were buried underneath the sands of Hirasu. Every so often, though, one will reactivate, and it will terrorize the land before eventually it is destroyed or becomes somehow otherwise incapacitated. And then once more the Varnocht are kind of like forgotten, and they're relegated to the realms of fairy tales and whatnot. So why are they called the Varnocht?
Hi, Fetch.
The name Varnocht itself means eyes of coal, which is reminiscent of the fact that the Varnocht had red eyes. That was essentially their ability to see through the sandstorms and the camouflage of the Hirith. In other words, they were utilizing such things as like infrared vision.
The zombies.
The zombies, yes.
Okay.
Because they're more than just your simple shambling zombies. They were akin to biological automatons, if you will, under the control of Ember. And how he exerted his control upon them was through radios, radio waves, if you will. So you have him like pushing out his radio waves. You had controllers that were able to then kind of redirect his signal to the Varnocht, and then you had the Varnocht themselves, who took the radio waves and then were able to do whatever they needed to do. That's why the Varnoct not only had the eyes of red, but were always followed by an incomprehensible static. So if you ever hear that incomprehensible static just coming out of nowhere in the middle of the desert night on Hirasu, that means that you are about to be attacked by those with the eyes of red, the Varnoct. And there you go. They are the boogeyman of the Harith, simply because they almost conquered Hirasu at one point before becoming buried underneath the sands.
Interesting.
Any thoughts? Chat, any thoughts?
I mean, I can definitely see how they are such a problem.
What?
Oh,
Wow.
welcome back, Ducky.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, it took a moment.
Quack.
I'm eating. I want to eat. I'll eat later.
Quack.
I want chocolate.
Yeah, Gav, I just got finished explaining the concept of the Varnoct for a refuge.
The concept of what? Sorry.
The Varnoct for a refuge. They are the boogeyman of the Harith.
Thank you for explaining. I don't know why I thought you were talking about, like, what do you call it? I don't know, that like Varnock just kind of reminds me of an insurance company.
Fair.
I was momentarily very confused. Perfectly makes sense now. Yeah.
Chad's saying that they all kind of like phased out. That's fair. I get it.
I mean, it is 6 a.m. here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just one relationship amongst, you know, an infinite number, or at least one I've considered anyway. So I hope you enjoyed the little explanation there, regardless.
I did. And it does make quite a bit of sense, like how they're terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can also see how I'm trying to wrap it into like the greater concepts, like for example the god, how deities work that I described earlier.
Yes.
You got no questions? That's okay, Shadow Wolf. Yeah, like I said, most of the reason why I'm wanting to talk about it is not necessarily to get questions, but it also helps me to kind of like figure things out myself by the fact that you know, I get to go over the concepts again. As it were, essentially. You know, because like in other words, if you want to make a good sandwich, well, you got to make some sandwiches, and that means, well, this is my way of making sandwiches, is by talking about them.
Fair enough. Okay, so we have requests. requirements to actually opening these. Alright. Well, we're gonna go with the cheapest that we can then. At night, our requirements are not as drastic. So you get to be the night nurse. Congratulations. Then during the day, for doctors, we need at least one that is a surgeon. You can be the surgeon. At night, we just need a random one. During the day, we need... more. You... and... yo. Ow! Do I have a warden for my ward? No, I do not.
You should get one.
No.
Sounds like a useful profession. What?
Oh, yay! Oh, my reward is ambulances? I thought I already had access to those. Or are they giving me a free ambulance? Oh, of course not. I was hoping they might, but no, of course they're not going to give me a free ambulance. Why would they?
Yeah. Free ambulance, stinky. Clearly.
How do I even purchase an ambulance? Oh. That's expensive. Okay, we'll place the ambulance there. I am now $20,000 in debt. Outside of the loans. But hey, we've got some more patients that are gonna come in, so hopefully that'll help. God, I hope so. I could be just fucking up my hospital right now.
Well, that's the worst that could happen, you know?
Have I thought about just not being in debt? Yes, I think about that so often. It would be so nice, Fetch. I love how these people keep going to my surgery department. So do we actually have surgery capable of being done at this point? I have no idea.
I mean, look, to be fair, worst case scenario, just cause an incident and you'll be able to see exactly who does and who doesn't.
Oh my god. I don't have access to them yet, but I know they will come later.
Look at it this way. You're not causing an accident. You're engaging in a deliberate attempt to overwhelm the medical system in order to ensure its viability in the event of a large-scale incident.
What?
You're a test. Like, you're testing, you know? You're just
Okay.
testing in a practical way.
Alright, super speed through the night. Because we get so few I keep wanting to call them customers.
Okay. Here's the question.
I have not played Galacticare. No.
You want to call them customers? That's not necessarily matter. You gotta keep in mind, right?
I gotta keep it what?
You gotta keep in mind, right? It's not bad to call them custom because it gets across the core idea. You're making money off of them.
Well,
They
sure.
are your customers. And sure, whenever you're compiling data about the occurrences, you're gonna need to write down how many people are subscribed, how many people, blah, 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 all that usual stuff. But just always remember, you're going to have more people using your services than people who can pay for them. You're just balancing out nature. Really?
Sure, yes. Yeah. Oh, I know this one. CT scan. Oh, except I don't have anybody working the CT scanner right now. Have fun waiting until morning. It's okay, you're retired. You don't have to go to work anyways. Well, yes, but I've come across that particular conundrum of possible diagnoses, and there is only one thing that actually revealed what it was, and that was a CT scan, Neo. Ragon stepped away for a moment time frame. No, Delimited. It's just I don't have enough money to hire somebody to work the CT scanner at night when we get like one person for the CT a day. I am doing my best to treat these people as properly as possible. Also, I get paid for the diagnosis, not for what tests I gave them. So even though I sent them for a CT scan, I can send somebody for a CT scan, but I do not get any extra money regardless. It all depends on what their diagnosis is. I have no idea, Neo. However, I do know that that is how actual hospitals work. Oh yes, I would recommend 2 Point Hospital. It's a lot of fun. Hello, Ido. But yeah, when it comes to insurance companies, they don't really care too much about what was actually done. They care about you going through their process. So if you go outside their process, you're not going to get paid.
Meh. Okay.
Oh. Huh?
You said I'm not getting paid.
Oh, I ain't got money to pay you.
Oh. Unfriends the Razim.
Yeah, I should have expected it.
Yeah, it turns out Rygon over here was just simply counting up all the jokes. He was saying $5 a pop for a joke.
But I didn't even want your puns!
Nobody ever wants them, but they need them. Like bitter medicine.
I don't think I need them.
Well, you shush. Now let the doctor do his work. Speaking of which, I do know you wanted to chat with me a day or two ago. Did you still want to chat about anything? Don't have to say what here, but did you want to chat?
It wasn't actually a, you know, chat about anything. It was just a, you know,
Meh.
might need you at some point kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, do you need me at the moment then?
Well,
You feeling pretty good?
I'm alright, yeah.
Okay, well just
But-
let me know then.
I enjoy hanging out with you.
Yeah. And I enjoy hanging out with you as well. And the duck.
I think we lost the duck again.
Oh no, duck fell asleep.
Fleshy. We go,
Wow.
we go, we go, we go,
Wow.
we go, we go, we go, we go.
How? Oh, I like this little news article. It's like how to deal with a friend who complains constantly. I mean, I just stopped being friends with them.
Technically, that's a proper solution, isn't it?
You know, life is way too short for me to have to deal with that. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I agree. Your life, I guess, kind of sucks. Good luck with that.
How to deal with a friend who's constantly complaining, and then you have like the counter article, how to deal with a friend who's constantly complaining about me complaining.
great place to put a nest.
Yeah, I might have to like hop off to get you.
I don't know.
Maybe
Fetch
having
is saying to
these-
wake up because you're cute.
Yeah, but there's no reason to wake up. Sleepy people are cute.
Ah, arm contusion. Alright, have all this stuff. Thank you, have a good day. Hope to see you soon. Irritable bowel syndrome. Yes, modify your diet. Stop going to Taco Bell. Oh god, she was a Karen. I saw it, Shadow Wolf. I just saw no reason to respond to it. Ho ho ho.
Meh.
Mahaha.
I mean, Shadow Wolf, you got to expect that, you know, the streamer isn't always going to respond to everything. That's just how it goes sometimes. If we did, and there's, you know, like dozens of people talking, well, that's going to be a little difficult.
Do I need to assign employees to the ambulance because I was supposed to be getting people coming by ambulance and nobody's coming.
I'm probably gonna pop here, so.
Okay.
I'll catch y'all later. Y'all cute.
Alright, sleep well.
Wow.
Sleep well.
Genius.
Well, let's see. There's Ido, there is Fetch, there's Time Frame, there's Night Storm, there's Delimited, there's Neo.
Well, again, Shadow Wolf, just because nobody else is talking doesn't mean that a streamer is obliged to respond to everything one person says. You know, streamers are not chats, just, you know, little play toys. We're people, and we have a right to how we wish to respond.
Especially to lowly broke boys that can't even afford a subscription to the channel. Hey gods.
Meh.
For the record, this
Raises
is a
pinky.
joke.
Yeah, no, I get it. Although I have actually seen some streamers where that is legitimate. Their whole personality. It's like,
That's
well,
the-
you ain't subscribing? Well, I ain't got time for you, Dad.
those are exactly the ones that I was mocking there.
Praise the sub.
Oh, Fetch got us so. That means
Fetch,
that we're just
thank
gonna have
you
to talk
for
to Fetch then.
Fetch, thank you for that gift sub to Shadow Wolf. Well, I guess that means that Fetch gets 100% of my attention, and I don't pay any attention to everybody else.
Hello, Fetch. How's your day?
How are you, Fetch?
Do you want to go out with me, Fetch?
Did you know you're cute, Fetch?
You know, I really like the dimple and insert body part here.
You know, you just have the cutest little roars that you do, and other sounds too.
Where's the pitchfork and the flares? Nah, you need a restraining order after that one. Against both of us.
Yeah. Oh boy, this person's got acute renal failure.
That's okay, just keep looking at their faces. Just don't pay attention to the rest of them.
Hi, New Year's.
When your butt hangs low and it's swinging to and fro. I
Oh.
probably shouldn't sing that in front of him.
They need a diagnostic unit. Okay. Oh, wait. That is apparently general surgery. Congratulations, you are being moved to apartments. And now go get your dialysis. Does that count as a, Alright, we'll put you in the regular ward. Does this count as a surgery? Does dialysis count as that? I hope so.
I don't think so. I think it counts as a needle sticking in you, drawing all your blood out and putting it back in. Sure thing, Neo. See ya. Speaking of which, I should probably think about getting my stream going so I can do more refuge. Having the company was actually rather nice.
It is much easier to do a stream when you've got company on voice and stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And of course the chat. Having you all out there chatting with me, I really appreciate it. I may not reply to every message, but I do read every message. Usually. Occasionally there is one or two that will get lost, but, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't perfect.
Well, I mean, there's some I straight up ignore because it's just like if I respond to it, then, you know, I feel like the universe as a whole, like all the good in the universe just decreases a little bit if I do.
Oh, you mean like everything from Shadow Wolf?
I don't know if I'd be that mean. I feel like that one needs an apology.
That one was a little far. Sorry, Shadow. That one went a little far.
Just a bit.
I've been streaming for 12 and a half hours.
We love you, Shadow Wolf. That's no, don't walk away.
No. Oh, this person apparently might have a highly contagious disease. I don't have anything for that. What's the worst that could happen? I'll just let them continue to mingle with the other patients.
Well, I'm glad you found enjoyment out of it, Shadow Wolf, I suppose.
No,
Dubbings
Fetch!
is sending love to everyone.
Thank you, Ido. God dang it. You have come in because you are urinating frequently. Okay. So, drink less water.
Oh, could be diabetes.
No, this says it might be kidney stones.
Oh, might be diabetes. And the kidney stones. I don't know, I just want to say diabetes.
Oh, that's fair. Diabetes.
I wonder if that dude who famously said it like that, I wonder if he's still around. Like, blah, 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 diabetes.
Ah, gosh dang it, fetch. Oh, Ido's catching you. I'm like, what the hell is that noise?
One of my secret vault noises. You shan't ever hear it again.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the whiskers.
You know, I think I'm gonna get some Dairy Queen today. I just have a
Oh,
hangover for ice cream.
come on. You can't just drop something like that on...
But I'm not gonna drop it. It's in a cup.
But if you turn it upside down, it won't spill out.
I know, that's the most amazing thing. Anti-gravity ice cream.
Oh, I got another person that needs to go for some dialysis. Oh boy. Well, have your dialysis and enjoy your regular hospitalization.
I like this one. So there's an article here, right? It says 10 celebrities you didn't know were gay. Who do you think is at number 5? Well, at least according to this little list here.
Sorry, what was that?
It said 10 celebrities you didn't know were gay, says this article. Can you guess who's at number 5?
I have no idea. I don't know many celebrities at all.
Elton John.
Who dat?
He's a famous musician who's definitely it's definitely one of those things where you're not surprised. I'll just put it like that.
Hey, Kairu. Apparently,
yes, Wilford Brimley. That was it.
Yeah. Go for X-ray.
Right? Who could have guessed? But like seriously, if you ever look at him in one like dressed up for his performances, you would just be like, oh yeah, oh yeah. You don't even need to say anything else. You're just like, yeah.
Joke.
Alright. What?
Deep fried ranch dressing. Ranch dressing filling made with ranch seasoning, buttermilk, and cream cheese in a panko shell. Deep fried and dusted with ranch powder. Served with a side of hot honey sauce crafted with Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's vegetarian. I'm tempted. You do not have that many tabs open? Oh, don't worry. I've got more tabs open than you do.
You
Zim
know,
has seen them.
yeah, I will try many things at least once. That is one on the list of things that I will try once.
Yeah, I'd give it a go. The picture actually makes them look kind of good, too. Just like these little triangles with one bite taken out of one of them, and it's like little ranch dressing just dripping down. The only issue I see, though, is how am I gonna, like... How am I gonna, like, dip into it to eat? Can you beat 6,048 tabs? Yes. Anyway, ranch dressing. Like, just to give a little bit of a notice, I'm currently at a little over 1,000. I think I refreshed my tabs like last week, so give me another month and I'll get up to that 6,000 again.
I am making certain to, I am making use of all these different facilities I keep building finally. Like sending people for hospitalization. They probably don't need it, but they're going anyways.
Oh. You're sending people for hospitalization in a hospital? That's... Huh. Okay.
Ooh, I can perform biopsies now. Let's have us physically examine them before we send them for a biopsy. And sure, take their temperature.
You know, you're lucky that you're doing this in a doctor's role, because if you said that in literally any other context, I'm pretty sure we would have gotten arrested.
What?
Yeah, let's just do a little like, physical examination before we send them for a little biopsy there.
IV antibiotics. All right.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Hello there, Ryusho. How was your stream? Welcome in, Ryusho. How was your stream? Thank you very much for that raid. I hope you had a great time with your stream over there. I think all of my mods have disappeared on me, though. I know Fetch was here, but Fetch seems to have disappeared. Wait! Rygon!
What's up?
Rygon, you are a moderator.
No, don't snap, I am, aren't I?
Uh-huh.
Okay, give me a second. Let me bring up your stream. Let's see here. I click on the Twitch button. And then I go over to the Zim stream. Click on that. Okay, what am I doing?
Oh, Fetch already got it.
Oh. I shall return back to my slumber. Closes tab 1051. Progress.
So, is this guy actually having issues or what? I have
Oh,
no idea
what is he complaining about?
Well, this is my first time. I've already diagnosed him. He's got acute renal failure. I've got him on dialysis, but I don't know. Like, it popped up saying things were finished, but I don't know if I
just kick him out.
I can't yet. You know what? I'll send him to the ICU. Just because.
I mean, I don't know. Acute renal failure seems like one of those ICU kind of things. Oh no, she brought out the body bag. That's not a good sign.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm not dead.
I'm not dead yet. Very nice, Ryu show. Down, 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 bow, 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 bow. Ah, good. This patient is good to go home. Thank you. Come again. Seriously, where is this freaking... Is the ambulance gonna go anywhere? I spent so much money on the thing. Please have it be used. Okay, you are still not treated? To the ICU with you! You are not cured yet, so you go to ICU. Oh yeah, Fetch, you forgot the regular shout-out thing. No, the yellow bay in front is where ambulances are dropped off, Fetch. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Vengeance. Fair enough. We are gonna send you for a CT scan. Thank you. Come again. Thank you. Come again. Okay. I guess we could do some more examinations. Draw some blood. Do a urine analysis. Have some antipyretics. And I'll send you for that. And we'll come back to you later. Ah, we need to send you to general surgery, where you can get all the stuffs you need. Have fun! I don't have money to pay you, Fetch. I don't have money to pay anybody. Except for Whiskers and Conrad and the other artists I manage for. Alright, you are not good for sending him. Right on, cute.
Meh.
Let's give you a CT scan. Do that, do that. Do that, and do that. Okay. Let's do this, this. Well, let's just have you get everything. There you go.
Thank you, sir. Now I don't have to afford to pay my house no more. I live in the hospital now.
Yeah, totally. Security? Security? Security!
Oh boy, they here to bring me my bill? I needed more toilet paper.
Oh, God.
A lab procedure uncovered a symptom. This lady has a hole in her leg. I don't know how we missed that.
No, she's got a bruise. And apparently she felt it was major enough to come to the hospital.
I don't know, man. I mean, have you ever been bruised before? That stuff sucks.
I've been
It's
bruised
like sitting there going, owie.
I have had a lot of bruises throughout my life, and I have never gone to the hospital over a bruise.
Gasp. You so tough.
No, it's more my wallet does not support that.
Oh, fair enough. Boy, Daddy, you were certainly so tough. I remember when you get hurt all kinds of ways, and you never went to the hospital. Son, that's because I couldn't afford that.
Ah, good. You have been treated. Go home. Ah, okay, we've still got other examinations going. Cool. Seriously, none of this stuff has been considered surgery yet. Ugh. Well, at least, Fetch, if you don't make much money, you can get on Medicaid. I will say that. Like me.
Big stretch. You mind if I do my own little stream and start working on refuge stuff while we chill? Or are you about to head off?
You're welcome to. I will be ending in the soon-ish.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, you're welcome to go do that.
Okay. I'm gonna take my medication. It's gonna make me able to do all the things. Like, not fall asleep on stream.
Good night.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did play Outlast Trials with me.
I did.
Mm-hmm. That was a fun time. We should do that again sometime.
Okay, apparently these patients are requiring an MRI. So, I guess I'm building an MRI.
Can we also get a Wendy's in here?
God, I wish.
I, the patient, demand a Wendy's. I mean, if I can make the hospital build any old thing, I mean, I might as well just ask for a Wendy's.
I'm glad they let me go over my actual amount of money at times. I do have a trauma unit built, Fetch.
Yeah. Called Rygon's Punny Room.
No, our MRI is going to be closed at night.
Okay.
I don't want to pay them to work there. During the night.
The night.
The night. Alright. Hi, Geeman. Management mode, select emergency. Yeah, I've got all green check marks, Fetch.
He just doesn't want to go home. I said we may get another hospital's problem.
It said that I was going to get one after purchasing an ambulance, and it's just not being sent for some reason. Hey, there goes my patient to the new MRI. Hope they get there before the day shift ends, or else they're gonna be waiting a while. I know that was, me yelling at Rex over, you know, the, toilet paper for...
Which I will be glad. I am very happy that particular bit is done.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't find it very funny.
I think the funniest part about it was the fact that he kept doing it.
Fair enough.
It wasn't so much that the bit itself was funny, it was just like, really, Rex? We have got it on you how many times now about this?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm pretty sure I said something at the time too.
Yeah.
Procedure has finished. We matched a collector.
Well, now this person is gonna get a USG.
The United States grant?
Ultrasonic something.
Ultrasonic Jiggly, just with a G instead of a J. Yep, he came in here with a hurt hand. Had such things as sinusitis, finger numbness, hand pain, so we cut off his foot. If you want to feel sorry for yourself, do it on someone else's time. That's the quote in your chat.
Yeah, that was last night.
Was it? Oh, dang.
Yeah. So when people are hospitalized, do they just stay there forever until they're actually healed or something?
Remember? Alright. I'm gonna, I guess, start up stream.
Sounds good. I will probably raid you once you start.
Are you sure? Because it's gonna be boring. But that's up to you.
We'll do it. We'll do a poll.
All right, we're up. We're live. Yeah, to let you all know, I'm going to be working on writing articles for Refuge today. So if you enjoy world building, if you enjoy hearing how my thought process goes, and all that stuff, you're more than welcome to swing on by. But I do understand that that's not exactly content for everyone. It's not like, say, somebody playing a game, for example.
There, poll is up.
I do things like hashtag raid Raikan. You're gonna raid me anyway, and you can't say no? Fair enough.
I mean, it's depending on the poll's results.
At least I haven't seen the poll name. Well, what's the poll name?
Hello there, Beige. Oh, I said it as should we raid Rygon's quote-unquote boring stream?
Meh. That doesn't sound bad. I mean, like I said, I know world building isn't exactly like everyone's cup of tea.
Oh, I'm doing well, Beige. Just enjoying this game and trying to figure out all this stuff.
Beige, you didn't ask me how I am. And I'm the one with the beige coloration, kind of. Actually, I forget. Is beige closer to yellow or is it closer to orange? To the people who said no, get booped to the no boop dimension.
Oh.
3 people.
I think that's more an attempt just to tie the pole. You know how chat is.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I dripped a drop.
Drippity drop drip?
Yeah, it's from this not gravy stuff. That absolutely ruined my mashed potatoes earlier. You didn't know there was a second person? This is your first time on here? Good morning to you two as well. How are you? I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Don't cry. It's okay. I'm being funny.
Yeah, Rygon is Rygon is silly. Yeah. Exactly what Sevsek said. It's like there's a lot of management games that can be boring to people, and yet here I am with 50 viewers doing Project Hospital.
Yeah, but they're here because you're cute.
Oh, definitely not that.
You know, it's almost like you see one of those like little puppies in front of the like pet store window, except the little puppy is like doing, I don't know, Wii Sports. That's interesting.
But you like kicking the puppy.
What? How is that relevant?
I don't want to be kicked.
Don't believe him, Shadow Wolf. I have a t-shirt that literally says, "Don't kick the puppy" in my store. Speaking of which, I should probably do something about, like, updating those designs. Since, that's not really a thing anymore.
Did you ever sell any?
No. I didn't ever expect to, though.
Yeah. This is the
I
one...
mean, have people ever bought any of your merch?
Only a little bit.
Yeah.
And I am
Merch is really
exceedingly
hard to
grateful,
sell.
but yeah. Yeah, it is. I have played Supermarket Sim, and I did see that they released a new update that fixed one of my biggest problems with it. Where I would order a delivery, and my restockers would just stand there staring at me as I was dragging in 20-plus boxes.
Kicking will result in prosecution of the fullest extent of the law, then I'm pretty sure those NFL kickers are the worst criminals around.
Well, the chat has spoken. You are clearly not boring.
No, don't. I don't know, man. Let's see, how many viewers are watching? Let's see, 52. How many people said yes? 6. I feel like that's not exactly a majority vote right there.
Well, out of those that voted, 6 said yes, and only 3 said no.
Fair enough.
That is the majority of those that are here.
Hashtag quote for not for not boring Rygon. Oh wait, we're anime. I guess I'll despair. You know, that sounds right. I shall now proceed to despair. Does the cover art for Supermarket Simulator look AI generated? No.
Not really.
It looks legit. You abstained, New Year's.
I think New Year's wanted me to raid them.
Oh, fair. No, to be fair, New Year's is very deserving of all the raids.
They are. They are a wonderful bean that you all definitely need to go check out.
Most people will be lurkers that aren't interested in chat at all. Oh yeah. Trust me when I say I'm being very silly. I'm being very facetious. I don't actually care if people do or do not. I started my stream, didn't I? If I was that sensitive about the whole thing, I wouldn't have even done it. I mostly am streaming simply to hopefully have a little bit of company, and that helps me to get my work done.
Well, apparently they're smooching you.
Aw, I like that sticker. You're doing tests in your next playthrough of RimWorld? Nice. Yeah, I've got a few articles lined up to do. I think I finished up relearning some of how the system works for World Anvil, because it's got a lot to it. I'm no CSS like aficionado, but at the very least I know how to copy and paste links to make them pop up in the articles. That honestly, like, I wrote like one article yesterday, and then the rest of the time was me trying to figure out how to get the, like, what could I actually do with the program. And you know what that takes? Reading. Trigger is fabulous. Heck yeah. But yeah, when Zim heads off, we'll go ahead. We'll pop on over. Ido, you're of course welcome to join and chit chat. New Year's, you and I got to chit chat at some point.
I was saying that tonight too, but New Year's didn't come by.
Aww. Oh, I found the writing category now. It's for a game called Writers, but everyone is following it, so I'm like, okay, well, this is the writing category now. I think that's what everyone has decided.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I wish there was a world building category, though.
I definitely think that they should just have a generic other creative ventures kind of category.
Yeah, I agree. And to anyone in my stream right now, we're just kind of chilling and we're waiting on how long do you plan on still going?
Just a few more minutes. I'm building cardiology right now.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured. So that's just kind of why I'm waiting. If you were gonna take a lot longer, I would have just started, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Of course, you have to prep for work soon. You'll be lurking in chat, but you may join a bit before you leave. That's fair, I do. Hey, I mean, your presence is always welcome. And then afterwards, I'll have to find someone else to bully to come talk to me. And by bully, I mean give expressions of love.
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 Love is what brings us together today.
Heck yeah. Hey, Delimited. Delimited, you're going to love some of the stuff I'm going to be writing about today. I know this is kind of your jam a little bit. You love, like, the analytics of stuff, and Refuge is nothing if not full of that, as well as questions that need to be answered in regards to how certain things work, which I'm still in the process of trying to figure out. So, you know, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. It'll help me with my process, too. Oh, my music is actually kind of hip hop. It's like. It's supposed to be calming cinematics, but instead I feel like going skipping in a field. It's kind of like the beginning of like one of those animated cartoons where the characters just like, you know, they're skipping along, they're so happy, and then suddenly something like horrible happens, like, I don't know, the big bad wolf comes out of nowhere, and it goes like blah blah. He steals like their picnic basket or something. Speaking of which, let's see if we can't find a AI picture of a diesel punk zombie. Just to act as a placeholder, of course, until I can get something more official made. Because I'll be honest, it's a little expensive for every article to, you know, spend $60 immediately upon finishing the article. So that money takes time to build. Ugh, if only that stuff grew on trees. Hello?
Oh, I'm just trying to understand what the heck's going on here.
Oh, okay.
Cause like, I don't have anything that this ECG is. I don't know what necessary equipment it's talking about. I don't have any other rooms I can make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just confused.
You haven't seen Inhuman Guys yet? Very ugly mug that one has. Shadow Wolf says, Rygon, they are made of money. We use trees to make money. No, we actually use other fibers, I think. I don't think money is made out of trees anymore. It's not like paper as we're like used to, if I recall. It's like this like paper fiber kind of combination now.
Hey there, Proto.
Lightly crazy and seem to like crazy things. Is there a cure for me? Well, Proto, how about you step into my office and let's have a chat. To anyone who doesn't get that joke, that is literally what I do for a living, is help people with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, on that note, let's step over to Rygon's office.
Roger that, we'll totally not try to grab a tail. Hey, sometimes in order to help a client to calm down in my office, having sensory stimulation can be very helpful in the grounding process. If you need to stroke the tail, you may stroke the tail. Just please, no nibbling. I do have boundaries. Bah!
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for Project Hospital. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. You guys keep this channel going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, whether that is financially or just with your time. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's a wonderful way to help out the channel, but you can also do so by subscribing to our YouTube, picking up merch over at zgfgaming.store, or slapping stickers on the screen. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Goodbye. Have a great night.